Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय। श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। सामवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा dear devotees. We'll continue with our reading of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 13. So we began reading about the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu after the initial sutras have been given by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. And we were reading about what's the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's grandfather. Don't remember. Was it Krishna Mishra? Go back. So we were reading yesterday Upendra Mishra. Upendra Mishra. That's the grandfather of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Upendra Mishra was a resident of Srihatta in East Bengal. Not Srihatta. What's that district called? Srihatta only. Okay, Srihatta. District of Srihatta. And he had 7 sons. The 5th one is Jagannath. And Jagannath, Upendra Mishra's son Jagannath Mishra, he also about Jagannath Mishra, he settled on the bank of the river Ganges in Nadia district, and then we saw that he had he got the title of Purandar, and he was an ocean of qualities, good qualities. He was a learned scholar, and he had all the qualities of Nanda and Yashoda. I'm sorry, Nanda Maharaj and Vasudev. And also he married Sachi Devi, who is the daughter of Nilambar Chakravarti. And also we read about Nilambar Chakravarti's nephew Mamu Thakur, and also about Chand Kazi. Yes, Chand Kazi called Nilambar Chakravarti uncle, kaka. So therefore, in that relationship, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chand Kazi became, in village relationship, he became the uncle of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like that we were reading. So I'll just read the last few translations that we read yesterday. So Lord Sri Krishna, first of all, so now Lord Sri Krishna wanted to come to this earth, so I'll just start from there. To fulfill a particular desire within his mind, Lord Krishna, Vrajendra Kumar, decided to descend to this planet after mature contemplation. Lord Krishna therefore first allowed his family of superiors to descend to the earth. I shall try to describe them in brief because it is not possible to describe them fully. Lord Sri Krishna, before appearing as Lord Chaitanya, requested these devotees to precede him. Who are they? Sri Sachi Devi, Jagannath Mishra, Madhavendra Puri, Keshav Bharati, Ishwara Puri, Advaita Acharya, Srivas Pandit, Acharya Ratna, Vidyanidhi, and Thakur Haridas. There was also Sri Upendra Mishra, a resident of the district of Srihatta. He was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu, a learned scholar, a rich man, and a reservoir of all good qualities. Upendra Mishra had 7 sons who were all saintly and most influential. The names are Kamsari, Paramananda, Padmanabha, Sarveshwara, Jagannath, Janardhan, and Trilokyanath. Jagannath Mishra, the 5th son, decided to reside on the bank of the Ganges at Nadia. Jagannath Mishra was designated as Purandar. Exactly like Nanda Maharaj and Vasudev, he was an ocean of all good qualities. His wife Srimati Sachidevi was a chaste woman, highly devoted to her husband. Sachidevi's father's name was Nilambara and his surname was Chakravarti. Then we also started 61. In Radha Desh, the part of Bengal where the Ganges is not visible, Nityananda Prabhu, Gangadas Pandit, Murari Gupta, and Mukunda took birth. So we were reading the purport of this. So we will continue. Yes. So apart from the parents and there were also Nityananda Prabhu, Gangadas Pandit is the teacher, and then there is Murari Gupta and Mukunda. They also appeared in Radha Desh, and of course later on they all moved to Navadvip. So we'll continue. What did we read yesterday? We were reading about Nityananda Prabhu in this purport, and about Eka Chakra. When it is said Radha Desh, we said Radha Desh means you take it as Eka Chakra. So Nityananda Prabhu appeared there. So we read about the deity Bankim Rai or Bake Rai, the deity of Krishna that was installed and worshipped by Nityananda Prabhu, and Bankim Rai, Radha and Bankim Rai, Radha Krishna deities. And then after, when Nityananda Prabhu wound up his pastimes, he actually entered into this deity of Bankim Rai. Therefore, after Nityananda Prabhu's disappearance, the devotees installed Janava Devi on the right side, of Krishna. So like that. So we read about that. Now we'll continue reading. So we'll have to, and apart from Bankim Rai, there's other deities also on the altar in Eka Chakra. We have Muralidhar, Radha Madhav, Mano Mohana, Vrindavan Chandra, Gaurnitai, like that. We read all that yesterday. So now we'll continue reading. So Achintadev Prabhu, you can begin reading on the eastern side from there.
From where? On the eastern side.
Yeah.
On the eastern side of the temple is a ghata known as Kadamba Kandi in the bank of a river called the Yamuna, and it is said that the deity of Bankim Rai was floating in the water, and Lord Nityanand Prabhu picked him up and then installed him in the temple. Thereafter, in a place called Bhadarpur, in the village of Virachandrapura, about half a mile west, in a place underneath a neem tree, Srimati Radharani was found. For this reason, the Radharani of Bankim Rai was known as Bhadarpura Thakurani, mistress of Bhadrapura. On another throne, on the right side of Bankim Rai is a deity of Yogmaya.
Yeah. So further, we hear further about Bankim Rai on the eastern side of the temple. So about this temple, what did we read yesterday? The temple was actually, by a, what was that? A thunderstorm or something, right? The temple was destroyed.
Yes, Mataji.
A clap of thunder broke temple.
Yes.
Yeah, like that. So, so that temple was broken. But anyway, so on the eastern side of the temple is a ghat known as Kadamba Khandi. Okay, ghat, you understand ghat. So where there will be steps of the river, there will be steps where you can go and you can get down and you can wash your clothes, take baths, so on and so forth. So there's a ghat known as Kadamba Khandi on the bank of a river called the Yamuna. And it is said that the deity of, so because remember in Ekachakra there's no Ganga, so there's Yamuna on the bank of a river called the Yamuna, and it is said that the deity of Bankim Rai was floating in the water. Bankim Rai was floating in the water, and Lord Nityananda Prabhu picked him up and then installed him in the temple. This is how Bankim Rai, so self-manifest, right? He came floating down, Nityananda Prabhu picked him up and installed him and worshipped him. Thereafter, in a place known as Bhaddapur, in the village of Veerachandrapur. Remember, two villages, Veerachandrapur and Veerabhadrapur, named after Veerabhadra Goswami, the son of Nityananda Prabhu. So, after that, in a place known as Bhaddapur, in the village of Veerachandrapur, about half a mile west, in a place underneath a neem tree, Srimati Radharani was found, also self-manifest. For this reason, the Radharani of Bankim Rai was known as Bhaddapurera Thakurani. So Thakurani of Bhaddapur, the mistress of Bhaddapur. On another throne on the right side of Bankim Rai is a deity of Yogamaya. Okay, so we said it was Janava Devi, right? They installed afterwards, but yeah. So on the right side is a deity of Yogamaya. Next. So Mataji or Arunita can read the next paragraph.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Now the temple and temple corridor rest on a high plinth, and on a concrete structure in front of the temple is a Kirtana hall. It is also said that on the northern side of the temple there was a deity of Lord Shiva named Bandishwara, and that the father of Nityananda Prabhu, Hadai Pandit, used to worship the deity. At present, however, the Bandishwara deity is missing, and in his place, a Jagannath Swami deity has been installed. Lord Nityananda Prabhu did not factually construct any temples. The temple was constructed at the time of Veerabhadra Prabhu. In the Bengali year 1298 AD, 1891, a brahmachari of the name Shivananda Swami repaired the temple, where it had become
Dilapidated.
Hare
Yeah, Hare Krishna. So we are reading about the temple. So the deities, we saw how the deity of Bankim Rai arrived and how Srimati Radharani came. Now, the temple and temple corridor rest on a high plinth and on a concrete structure. In front of the temple is a Kirtan hall. So generally, that's how temples are. Like even in Jagannath Puri, you have the temple where the deity is, but in front there is a Kirtan hall, like that. So the temple is on a high platform, and in front of the temple is a concrete structure for performing kirtan. It is also said on the northern side of the temple there was a deity of Lord Shiva named Bhandishwar. So this also you find in Bengal, especially you will find most temples have Lord Shiva, Shivalinga, because Lord Shiva is protecting the dham, right? He's called Kshetrapal Mahadev, or in Navadvip also there's a deity. So Yeah, so he's actually protecting the dham like that. So that's why you find Lord Shiva's Shivalinga you'll find in Krishna's temples. So here also there is Lord Shiva. His name is Bhandishwar. Yeah, he has different names in different places. So here he is called Bhandishwar. And the father of Nityananda Prabhu, Hadai Pandit, used to worship this deity of Lord Shiva. Okay. The father of Nityananda Prabhu, Hadai Pandit, was worshipping Bhandishwar deity. But Prabhupada is saying at present Bhandishwar deity is not there, it's missing. So instead, in his place, Jagannath deity has been installed. And this temple, was it constructed by Nityananda Prabhu? No. Nityananda Prabhu found the Bankim Rai deity, but the temple was not constructed by Nityananda Prabhu. It was constructed by his son, Veerabhadra Prabhu. Or it was constructed at the time of Veerabhadra Prabhu. And then in 1298, a brahmachari of the name Shivananda Swami repaired the temple, for it had been dilapidated. Okay, so the temple was constructed by Veerabhadra Prabhu and later it was repaired. 1891. So that's way after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay.
Smita.
Yes, Mataji. I was just kind of thinking about this 1298. It kind of doesn't make sense to me because
Bengali New Year, Mataji.
yeah, but even in Bengali, we saw there was not so much difference, right, between Bengali and AD. When we saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, they were both in 1400s only,
No, Bengali and English is a vast difference, Mataji.
like 1200 and 1800, that much?
It's very different, extremely different.
Okay.
I think Mataji now Bengali is 14 something, if I'm not
Really?
mistaken.
Okay.
1430.
1430, you said?
This year, this is 15th of April, it is 1413.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I guess even the, like, as it progresses, I think that is also very slowly progressing, whereas the English years are progressing very fast, it looks like. Because anyway, we'll do that later, that calculation. But okay, so Bengali year is 1298, and in English year or AD 1891. That's when the temple was repaired by one brahmachari called Shivananda Swami. Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
In this temple, there is an arrangement to offer food to the deity on the basis of 17 seers, about 34 pounds of rice, and necessary vegetables.
Sairs is like measurement.
Seer. Oh, okay. The present priestly order of the temple belongs to the family of Gopijana Vallavananda, one of the branches of Nityananda Prabhu. There is a land settlement in the name of the temple, and income from this land finances the expenditure for the temple. There are three parties of priestly Goswamis who take charge of the temple management, one after another. A few steps from the temple is a place known as Vishramatala, where it is said that Nityananda Prabhu in his childhood used to enjoy sporting with his boyfriends by enacting the Rasalila and various other pastimes of Vrindavan.
This is the tree I was telling you, Vishramatala, where Nityananda Prabhu would sit under the tree. Okay. So in this temple, there is an arrangement to offer food to the deity on the basis of 17 sairs. That is about 34, right? So double. So one sair is equivalent to 2 pounds. So sair is like 1 kilo, right? 2 pounds is equal to 1 kilo. So 17 kilos of rice or 17 sairs of rice along with the necessary vegetables every day is offered to the deity. And how do they fund this? We saw this in other temples also, right? Where the deity has his own land where agriculture is done. So, and the deity is nicely taken care of, served. Not depending on, you don't have to depend on external donations. the Lord has his own land, and then they grow and serve. And that is also served out as prasadam, right? We saw in another temple, I forget the name now. I think it's Gopal, I forget the name, Gopalpura or something, where they're also like this. So the present, when Srila Prabhupada wrote this at that time, the priestly order of the temple, they belong to one of the branches of Nityananda Prabhu, Gopijana Vallabhananda family. Okay. So, and also there's a rotation system. This also works nicely. So there are 3 parties of priestly Goswamis who take charge of the temple management one after another. So they rotate. How often they rotate, that we don't know. In Udupi temple also they have a rotation system that was actually established by Madhvacharya, and they get their turn, I think, after every 12 years or something. Each so there are like 7, I think, groups who take turns in serving the deity, worshipping the deity, serving the deity. So like that. So here they have 3 parties who take turns in managing the temple. A few steps from the temple is a place known as Vishramtala, where Nityananda Prabhu in his childhood used to enjoy sporting with his boyfriends by enacting Ras Leela and various other pastimes of Vrindavan. So in Nityananda Charitamrita we read, in his childhood Nityananda Prabhu was always enacting the pastimes of Krishna. So that was taking place in Vishramtala.
Is this the tree which you are saying, Neem and
No, that is Chandkazi, right? Chandkazi and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is in Bamanpukur.
Oh,
This is the tree I was telling you, where in Eka Chakra I collected the leaves and I kept
yeah.
it.
Okay.
Okay, so Chatterjee Prabhu, you can read the next paragraph. Near the temple.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Near the temple is a place named Imlitala, which is so named because of a big tamarind tree there. According to a party named Nedadi Sampradaya, Vidarbha Prabhu, with the assistance of 1200 Nedas, Buddhist monks, dug a great lake of the name Shetaganga. Outside the temple are tombs of the Goswamis, and there is a small river known as Maudeshara, which is called the water of Jamuna. Within half a mile from this small river is the birthplace of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. It appears that there was a big kirtan hall in front of the temple, but later it became dilapidated. It is now covered by banyan trees. Later on, a temple was constructed within which Nityananda deity are existing. The temple was constructed by the late Prasanna Kumara Khara Pharma. A tablet was installed in his memory in Bengali year 1323 AD 1916 in the month of Boishak, April, May.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Okay, so near this temple, which temple? Bankim Rai's temple. Near this temple is a place named Amali Tala or Imli Tala. Okay, why it is called like that? Because of a big tamarind tree. We find Imli Tala even in Vrindavan. Imli Tala. So because of a big tamarind tree. According to a party named the Nedadi Sampradaya, Nedas means the Buddhist monks, Veerabhadra Prabhu, with the assistance of 1200 Nedas, dug a lake of the name Shvetaganga. So who is saying this? The Nedadi Sampradaya people, the party named Nedadi Sampradaya is saying that Veerabhadra Prabhu, with the assistance of 1200 Nedas, dug a great lake of the name Shvetaganga. Outside of the temple are tombs of the Goswamis, and there is a small river known as the Maudeshwar, which is called the water of Yamuna. Okay. Within half a mile from the small river is the birthplace of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. It appears that there was a big kirtan hall in front of the temple. Yes, we read that, right? There's a concrete in front of the temple. It appears that there was, but now it's not there because it's dilapidated. It is now covered by banyan trees. That area where there was kirtan hall, it's now covered by banyan trees. Later on, a temple was constructed within which Gaura Nityananda deities are existing. The temple was constructed by the late Prasanna Kumar Karapharma. A tablet was installed in his memory in Bengali years. So if you go to Eka Chakra, I think you'll find my memory is not so sharp now, so I remember going to the temple there. I certainly remember visiting the Bankim Rai temple, taking darshan of Bankim Rai, because we actually had to wait until the curtains opened at 4:30. But before that, we went to Vishram Tala, and also, as I told you, there's deities there also. So, is that the birthplace? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Goswami's tombs are here, they're saying, but Goswami's tombs are in Vrindavan.
No. This is the Nedas are saying, the Nedadi Sampradaya, they are saying like this, that this river named Shweta Ganga, this lake named Shweta Ganga is dug by Veerabhadra Prabhu. And so which temple is this? Near Imlitala, right? In Imlitala. So they are saying that outside of the temple are tombs of the Goswamis. So they are saying within
Goswami?
the birthplace of Nityananda Prabhu. They're talking about the birthplace of Nityananda Prabhu. Yeah, Goswamis means, are we talking about the 6 Goswamis? I'm not sure which Goswamis they're talking about. I'm not sure, Mataji.
Are they talking about the Goswamis which are in their Sampradaya?
I was also thinking, yeah, but I'm not sure. I cannot say. I'm not sure. Buddhist monks, do they call them Goswamis? I don't know. They're called Nedas, it is said. So, I don't know. Okay. There is a small river known as the Maudeshwar. So, already we saw that the river, well, that was a lake. Shweta Ganga is a lake. And then outside the temple is a river, Maudeshwar, and it is called the water of Yamuna. Okay. And then, so maybe this is outside of why this Imlitala is mentioned. I'm not able to understand. According to a party named Nedadi Sampradaya, Veerabhadra Prabhu, with the assistance of 1200 Nedas, dug a great lake of the name Shweta Ganga. Outside of the temple are tombs. Again, this temple is which temple now? Acha, near the temple is a place named Imlitala. Acha. Near the temple is a place called Imlitala. Why it is called Imlitala? Because of the tamarind tree. And outside of the temple, again the same temple, that temple only. Outside of the temple where they have Gaurnitai deities, it is said, right? So outside of the temple are the tombs of Goswamis. Which Goswamis? Which Goswamis? I don't know which Goswamis. And okay, and also outside this temple there is a river, small river, which is called the water of Yamuna. Okay, and then within half-mile distance of this is the actual birthplace of Nityananda Prabhu. It appears that there was a big kirtan hall. Yeah, we read that, but now it is just covered with banyan trees. Later on, a temple was constructed within which Gaur Nitai deities are existing. The temple was constructed. Okay, so today, if you see, there's a temple with Gaur Nitai deities there. Okay, and you will find a tablet with the name of the person who built it, Prasanna Kumar Karapharma. Okay, next paragraph, Isha. Isha.
The place where Nityananda Prabhu appeared is called Garbhavasa. There is an allotment of about 43 bighas, 14 acres of land to continue the worship in a temple there. The Maharaj of Dinajapura donated 20 bighas of land, about 6.5 acres, in this connection. It is said that near the place known as Garbhavasa, Harai Pandit conducted a primary school. The priests of this place, listed in a genealogical table, were as follows: Sri Raghava Chandra, Jagadananda Das, Krishna Das, Nityananda Das, Ram Das, Braj Mohan Das, Ganai Das, Gaur Das, Shivananda Das, and Haridas. Krishnadas belonged to the Chidiya Kunja at Vrindavan. The date of his disappearance is Krishna Janmashtami. Chidiya Kunja is a place now managed by the Goswamis of Shingar Ghat in Vrindavan. They are also known as belonging to the Nityananda family, most probably on the basis of their relationship with Krishnadas.
You see, one more thing, Goswamis does not mean necessarily the 6 Goswamis. Anyone who appears in the line of Nityananda Prabhu, they call Nityananda Vamsa, right? They are called Goswamis, like that. That is also there. So it can be that also. So you find tombs of Goswamis means the descendants coming in the line of Nityananda Prabhu are called Goswamis. That's there. Okay. Okay, the place where Nityananda Prabhu appeared is called Garbhavas. We said half a mile from that temple, from that river, is the actual place where Nityananda Prabhu appeared. That place is called Garbhavas. There is an allotment of about 43 bighas. 43 bighas means 14 acres of land to continue the worship in a temple there. So in Garbhavas, there's a temple and there's land to continue the worship of the Lord. The Maharaj of Dinajapur donated 20 bighas of land, 6.5 acres, in this connection. It is said that near the place known as Garbhavas, Hadai Pandit conducted a primary school. So, at the time of Nityananda Prabhu, Hadai Pandit, because he's a Brahmana, he was actually running a primary school. The priests of this place listed in a genealogical table were as follows: those who are worshipping that deity at Garbhavas, the priests like fathers and like that, they're coming in a genealogical table, right? Raghava Chandra, Jagadananda Das, Krishna Das, Nityananda Das, Ram Das, Rajmohan Das, Kanai Das, Gaura Das, Shivananda Das, Haridas. So they all are coming in the line of Nityananda Prabhu. They are also known as belonging to the Nityananda family, most probably on the basis of their relationship with Krishna Das. So here we are talking about Krishna Das, particularly number 3. Krishnadas belonged to the Chidiya Kunj at Vrindavan. The date of his disappearance is Krishna Janmashtami. Chidiya Kunj is a place now managed by the Goswamis of Sringara Ghat in Vrindavan. So these Goswamis are also known as belonging to Nityananda family. So like that. Next. Krishna Shish, next paragraph.
Another place nearby,
Near Garbhavas.
near Garbhavas, is a place called Bakulatama, where Sri Nityananda Prabhu and his boyfriends used to take part in sporting activities known as
Jhal Jhapeta.
Jhal Chapeta. There is a Bakula tree there that is wonderful because all its branches and sub-branches look like the hoods of serpents. It has been suggested that by the desire of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Anantadev manifested himself in that way. That tree is very old. It is said formerly that it had 2 trunks, but later on, when the lineage of Nityananda Prabhu felt inconvenience in jumping from the branches of one trunk to those of the other, Nityananda Prabhu, by his mercy, merged the 2 trunks into one.
Another, miracle, wonderful pastime. Like we know the Siddha Bakula in Puri and the tree in Vidyanagar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just planted his pen and it instantly grew into a tree. The tree is still there. So like that. Here also, near Garbhavas is a place called Bakulatala. Bakulatala, where Sri Nityananda Prabhu and his boyfriends used to take part in sporting activities known as Jhal Jhapeta. Like we saw Vishram Tala, this is Bakula Tala. So Nityanand Prabhu was playing with his boyfriends there. And then the significance is that this Bakul tree, all its branches and sub-branches look like the hoods of serpents. So they would play there. The boys would play there on that tree. But it had two trunks, but Nityananda Prabhu, because it was inconvenient for the boys to jump from one branch to another, or the branches of one trunk to the branches of another, because they were apart, isn't it? Two separate. So Nityananda Prabhu joined them together, merged them together into one trunk. Madhava. Next paragraph.
Another place nearby is named Hantugada. Hantugada. It is said that Lord Nijan Prabhu brought all the holy places there. Therefore, the people in the surrounding villages go there instead of to the Ganges to take bath. It is named Hantugada because Sri Nijan Prabhu used to perform the Siddha festival of distributing sick rice with yogurt prasadam there, and he took the prasadam kneeling down. A sanctified lake which is also watered throughout the year. A great fair is held there during Gostashtami, and there is another big fair on the birthday of Saint Ram Prabhu. In the Gauraganadesa Deepika 58 to 63, it is described that Halayudha, Baladev, Vasarup, and Sankar's son appeared as Nityananda Avatuta.
Yeah. Another place nearby is named Hantugada. So we are seeing different places: Bakula Tala, Imli Tala, Vishram Tala, Garbhavas. So now another place, Hantugada. It is said that Nityananda Prabhu brought all the holy places there, Hantugada. The people in the surrounding villages go there instead of to the Ganges to take bath. It is named Hantugada because Srila Nityananda Prabhu used to perform a Dadhi Chida festival of distributing chipped rice with yogurt. Prasadam there. And he took the prasadam kneeling down. Hantugada. What does it mean in Bengali? Hantugada? Do you know?
Kneel down, kneel down.
Kneel down.
Hantu is the knee and gada means down.
Acha, okay. Hantugada. Okay.
Hatugada.
Hatugada. So Hatugada, because Nityananda Prabhu would kneel down and honor this Dadhi Chida. So a sanctified lake in this place is always full of water throughout the year. A great fair is held there during Gostashtami. That means even to this day it is observed on that day, Gostashtami day. There's, like in Bengal, right? Or like Agradweep, I told you, there's a great fair, like from everywhere people come and gather there. Also on the appearance day of Madhavendra Puri in Shantipur, like from all over the place they come there, like that. So there's a great fair in Hatugada during Gostashtami, and this is the birthday of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, on the birthday of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Okay, there's another one is on Gostashtami, another one is on the birthday of Nityananda Prabhu, Nityananda Trayodasi. In the Gauraganadesha Deepika, it is described that Halayudha, Baladev, Vishwarup and Sankarshan appeared as Nityananda Avadhut. Halayudha, Baladev, Vishwarup and Sankarshan, they appeared as Nityananda. Next. Asankhya Bhaktera Koraila Avatar Sheshe Avatirna Hoila Vrajendra Kumar Rasapriya. Priyanka Mataji, can you read? Oh, Mataji left. Okay. So then we'll just end here. It's already past 7:30. We will continue tomorrow then. I'll just read this one. Lord Krishna Vrajendra Kumar first caused countless devotees to appear, and at last he appeared himself. So far we were reading about all the different devotees that appeared before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now Krishna himself appeared. So that will begin tomorrow.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.